The federal government is willing to take the political heat for it. It'll be just like the Trans Mountain expansion. They can make that happen. They have the constitutional jurisdiction. We've been in active conversations with many pipeline companies, and I feel like we're pretty close to having either one or a consortium come forward. Before we dive in, tap the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and share this report with someone who cares about Canada's future. Because the conversation you're about to hear will shape the next generation of jobs, investment, and political power in this country. Western Canada has run out of patience. After years of stalled approvals, ballooning federal budgets, and high-stakes cancellations, the region's energy leadership has stopped asking for permission and started writing its own rules. The quiet coup became impossible to ignore the moment Alberta Premier Danielle Smith confirmed that her government would facilitate, though not fund, a privately financed energy corridor stretching from the prairies straight to deep-water ports on British Columbia's north coast. 1 million barrels of crude oil every single day, roughly a tenth of the global seaborne heavy oil trade, could flow through that pipeline within the decade. At current prices, the revenue stream alone flirts with $20 billion a year. None of it would come from federal coffers, and all of it would be routed through infrastructure immune to Ottawa's stop-and-start politics. Smith's calculation is stark. Since 2015, foreign capital worth more than $500 billion has evaporated from Canada's resource sector, scared off by unpredictable timelines and ever-shifting criteria. Projects like Keystone XL, Northern Gateway, and Energy East, once symbols of national ambition, are now case studies in how to repel investors. With drilling technology more efficient than ever, Alberta still pumps over 4 million barrels a day. But constrained takeaway capacity forces producers to accept steep discounts. The new corridor is designed to solve that bottleneck, and in doing so, reposition Canada within the fastest-growing energy market on Earth, Asia. Crucially, Smith is not acting alone. Saskatchewan and Manitoba have signaled formal support, recognizing that every freight train, fiber line, and gas liquid spur included in the corridor blueprint benefits agriculture, potash, and manufactured goods just as much as oil. The plan is being pitched not as a narrow pipeline project, but as a generational logistics spine, one that could eventually host hydrogen, ammonia, or critical mineral concentrates, depending on future demand curves. That flexibility, embedded from day one, is why institutional investors from Houston to Hong Kong are quietly modeling returns before public comment periods even begin. The most transformative element, however, is the ownership structure. Alberta's Indigenous Opportunities Corporation, expanded under Smith from an initial $750 million guarantee to a $3 billion backstop, allows First Nations to take equity stakes instead of the token royalty shares offered in past decades. For the first time, communities situated along the route are negotiating as partners who will receive recurring dividends, board seats, and veto power over design features that impact culturally sensitive lands. Chiefs who were once photographed at ribbon cuttings only to be sidelined later are now signing memoranda of understanding that include employment quotas, training programs, and carve-outs for renewable energy spin-offs tied to corridor facilities. Allies say the Premier watches construction dashboards daily, tracking weld counts and right-of-way acquisitions with the granularity of a project manager. Detractors fear that a successful launch will embolden other provinces to demand similar autonomy, potentially fraying national cohesion. Either outcome underscores how much influence now rests on decisions emanating from Edmonton's legislature over the coming 18 months. Investors are watching timelines. Front-end engineering studies could wrap by early next year, with open seasons for shipper commitments following in quick succession. If capacity subscriptions hit target thresholds, procurement orders for rolled steel and pump stations would trigger a cascade of supplier contracts spanning 3 provinces. This was today's important update. We want to make it absolutely clear that our videos never include any kind of misinformation. Canadian Nexus is dedicated to bringing you verified and trustworthy news from across Canada, from politics to society and everything in between. If you value truth and facts, you're in the right place. If you enjoyed the video, Please like, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the Canadian Nexus channel. Thank you.